Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm going to get started with a before market close video. If anybody does have any ticker requests, please let me know inside of Slack. Just as a reminder, we'll be doing the before market close video 30 minutes before the market closes on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I'll be letting anybody know if that changes. But again, if anything does come up on a Tuesday or Thursday that's earth-shattering, again, we'll probably make some exceptions to that rule. But going to be doing 3 days a week just because there's not as much to keep up with. It seems the markets are just in limbo mode waiting for some direction. But we'll take a look at the crypto space at the moment. We're seeing some bullish activity at the moment on XRP. There's a lot of speculation that we could see the case, some sort of verdict in this case from the judge, Annalisa Torres, at some point over the next couple of weeks. Could be days, really. And we should see probably some part of that go to the Supreme Court. What I think was most likely going to happen is the SEC will get a win, Ripple will get a win, we'll get clarity on XRP. And as long as these Hinman documents do not become public, I think the chances of settlement remain very high. So I'm on the camp of this thing's going to settle. We could even get a verdict and then a settlement. That's not completely out of the question as well. That's something that a lot of people, actually legal analysts, are expecting. So we'll continue to watch for that. But taking a look at the crypto space here at the moment. So on the bull and bear list, we have GMX, HP, and LBC leading the decline today. On the bull list, we have BTC shorts, NDA, and ETH. And that's the ETH Grayscale Trust. And as we know, Grayscale at the moment is currently battling the SEC in court and suing them over their denial of their spot ETF that they recently tried to convert their trust into an ETF, a spot ETF, which means that they actually hold the underlying asset. So that will be very, very bullish for Bitcoin, but unfortunately they denied it and now they're suing the SEC. Yesterday was the first hearing from that case, and the judge actually heard the logic on, didn't really agree with the logic on the SEC's denial of the ETF, and it looks like they're sort of siding with Grayscale. So this could be something as well that completely sends the market parabolic. Is if we get the judge, if the judge sides with Grayscale and the SEC loses that case over the denial of their spot Bitcoin ETF, if this thing goes the distance and Grayscale wins, we could see Bitcoin spot ETFs in the not too distant future. Probably won't be anytime soon, probably in the next 6 months or so, I would say at the earliest. But that would be huge for the market. That would absolutely send the price flying to the upside. But at the moment, Bitcoin's still holding the weekly uptrend, and it is a possible, like I said, head and shoulders. So we're watching for the left shoulder head, and then if we do start the weekly bounce again, we'll be watching for a right shoulder to form somewhere around that $24,300 area. And if we do confirm that, we'll be likely heading down towards that 17, 18K area. But wouldn't be surprised at all if we did backtest that, like I've been saying. But it's all about key support there at 21,370. As long as that holds, the weekly uptrend remains intact. And that's also the monthly level for the monthly inside bar. So if we lose that, we start monthly consolidation, and then we look for a higher low compared to the 52-week low there at 15,473. We're also topping out at monthly EMA 26, monthly EMA 12. After having that EMA 12 and 26 bear cross a few months ago. And on the daily time frame, we had 4 inside bars here on the daily time frame that broke bearish. So we're finally seeing a break out of that tightening range, and that was a decent opportunity to go short. So once we lost support there at 22,268, that was a multiple inside bar bear break. And you could have went short on that break there alone. So we did see the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross occur on the daily time frame, and we're potentially heading to daily oversold. Watch daily oversold to mark a potential bottom here, temporary bottom at least. Moving on to SPY. So SPY on the daily time frame, continuing daily consolidation for the second day in a row, just looking for a daily higher low here compared to 392.33. We broke the daily downtrend with the break of the lower high, lower low pattern. So once we broke above resistance there at 401.29, we were no longer in a daily downtrend. The trend was flat, but we still have yet to confirm a daily uptrend. We still need our higher low and higher high. So let's say we form this daily higher low. That'll be indicative by an hourly uptrend confirming. If we can confirm an hourly uptrend, that will indicate our daily higher low. Then we'll look to resistance here at 407.45. If we hold that support there at 392.33, form our higher low, confirm an hourly uptrend, we'll be confident that the higher low is set. And then if we break resistance at 407.45, that's going to give us our higher low and higher high. We'll be back into a daily uptrend, at which point we zoom out to the weekly time frame. and we watch for a potential weekly trend change, because we are at risk of a weekly downtrend. So if we fail to confirm a daily uptrend, we will expect a potential lower high here on the weekly time frame. So we have the high, the low, the lower high, and if we get a lower low, that would confirm a weekly downtrend. So if we see something like this, that's going to be very bearish for stocks in the short term. So it's all about key support now at 392.33. If we lose that from here, we confirm a weekly downtrend, and that means zoom out to the monthly time frame. We've already started monthly consolidation, but we'll continue to see that happen and expect a lot more downside if the weekly downtrend is confirmed. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the monthly time frame, just like Bitcoin saw on its monthly time frame, which happened many months ago. So SPY could see that as well. But if we do continue monthly consolidation, all about 392.33, then we just look for a higher low and potential for a right shoulder and inverse head and shoulders, and look for that to form somewhere around the 358 level, 360 level for a potential right shoulder. And again, Congress still hasn't been banned from owning stocks, so I'm still sticking by my thesis that I think that the market will deviate from this .com fractal, at least in the short term, until we see Congress banned from owning stocks. And then I think we could see a sell in May, go away scenario. And then into the end of this year, we could see a lot of selling pressure and bearish momentum pick up into the end of the year and into the beginning of 2024. So all about monthly consolidation and that 392.33 support on SPY. That'll be the key level to be watching for going forward. Speaking of downtrends, so the DXY is now at risk of a monthly downtrend. This is what I've been saying for a while now, is that this is the most likely scenario based on this pullback. We went all the way from 114.77 down to 182. So that's a pretty sizable pullback on the dollar of about 12%. We will just be anticipating a lower high, and a lower high will be confirmed once we confirm a weekly downtrend. So if we confirm a weekly downtrend, that'll mean that our monthly lower high is likely set, and then we'll likely be heading down towards support there at 182. If we lose 182 from here support, then we're going to confirm a monthly downtrend, and that'll be very, very good for stocks and crypto for the medium term, right? Short to medium term, even potentially long term. But again, I'm not too optimistic on the long term prospect of stocks and crypto. I do think that, you know, at the best case, we're going to see medium term bullishness, and then we're going to turn bearish. But a lot can happen. We just take it day by day. And like I said, right now, the DXY is starting its monthly bounce, but more than likely just a monthly lower high going to form, and then potential for a monthly downtrend to confirm. And that's what we'd be wanting to see as bulls. So gold and silver, as I mentioned, already starting its monthly consolidation. Silver in a big way, but silver had a lot bigger of a move off of the bottom there, about 42%. Gold had a nice move as well, almost 22%. But SPY trying to finish the day in the middle of today's range, bit of a doji, but definitely favoring bears here today. But need to confirm an hourly uptrend ASAP to indicate our higher low being set on the daily time frame. Tesla continuing daily consolidation now for the third day in a row. Excuse me. And we are in a daily downtrend with a lower high and a lower low. So that means when we confirm a downtrend on one time frame, what do we do? We zoom out to the higher level time frame after that, and we watch for consolidation. Consolidation just means we're losing the low of the previous weekly candle, and that's exactly what's happening. We're losing the low of the last week's candle, and we lost the low last week of the previous candle before that. So we're now weekly consolidation 2 weeks in a row, and we now have 3 weeks of consolidation in the last month. You had that inside bar that broke bearish, actually it broke bullish, then bearish, then we had another inside bar that broke bearish, and like I said, anything over 171.52 is just a potential for a weekly bull flag. We're not as confident in this bull flag because we're still not in a weekly uptrend yet, and weekly bull flags are bullish continuation patterns. So in order to have that bullish continuation, we would need to be in a weekly uptrend for that bull flag. But the psychology still remains, and we're looking to potentially form a bottom here off EMA 12 on the weekly time frame. And we could still see those EMA and 26, EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, which would mean more upside. And right now it's just completely healthy in my opinion. And this was to be expected after over 100, about 112% move off the bottom there on Tesla off 100 support. We need to expect, even a 20% pullback. Right now we're down 16%, so even 20 to 30% shouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities right after a 112% move in a couple months. But on the monthly time frame, just like Bitcoin, just like SPY, we're going to be looking for monthly support. So key support right now on Tesla is 169.93. If we lose that, we start monthly consolidation. We're still in a monthly downtrend with this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Anything under 314.67 here is just a monthly lower high. So we're more than likely not going to break the monthly downtrend, because from the high of this bounce after 112% move, we would still have to go another 45%ish to break that daily monthly downtrend. So the best case here for bulls is we come down, we form a higher low, and then a higher high, and we confirm a monthly uptrend versus breaking the downtrend. So that's what we are looking for at this point. So if you're looking for some long-term entries on Tesla, if you're looking when's a good idea to scale in, maybe you missed that swing trade opportunity that I mentioned off 100 psychological after we confirmed the monthly head and shoulders, and we had the 0.786 retracement there at 98.99. So a lot of support there at 100 and psychological level as well. Like I said, we got down to all the way to 101. The target of the head and shoulders was 85. So you could have started to scale in closer to that 100. Or there's multiple ways you could have played. You could have played off 100. You could have set your stop just below 100 and then look to re-add it closer to 85. But we had so many indications that this thing was going to break down, right? We had the monthly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross occurring. We had the hidden bearish RSI divergence with lower highs and lower lows, with higher highs and higher lows on the price action. And then sure enough, we deviated on that hidden bearish divergence came to fruition, and then we broke down, right? Got that monthly head and shoulders confirmation as well. So if you're looking for entries and you missed that, then wait potentially for a monthly higher low. Again, not financial advice, this is for entertainment purposes only, but not a bad idea to start scaling in on a monthly higher low, and then you could use 100 as your stop loss. But obviously you'd want to get it as close to 100 as possible. But if you're using more cash, then maybe you can tolerate a little bit more risk. But if we do start monthly consolidation, lose key support at 169.93, then we'll be watching for a weekly uptrend to confirm to indicate our monthly higher low being set. So still tons of work to do. In terms of individual tickers today, we have IMV, Snap, and CLOV leading the decline. And on the bull list, we have VEGA, OPK, and AMD. Just going to check in on the Power Group community, see if there's any notable earnings today. I don't think there was. There wasn't really that many. I think tomorrow was the DocuSign and Oracle tomorrow. Today, not much. Yeah, we don't have really anything after hours, so nothing really going to move the needle today in terms of earnings. All right, so taking a look at Canadian MJ, BZAM was down double digits today, so 13%. Not surprising either. This thing off the low there on the monthly time frame ran 77%, so it's a monthly inside bar at the moment. So we'll be watching resistance there at 51 and support at 35. Break 35, we start monthly consolidation. We look for a higher low compared to 30 cents, actually 29 cents. So not a whole lot of room for that monthly high low to form, but clear monthly downtrend on BZAM. But in terms of movers and shakers today, we have BZAM, PCLO, and Labs, not surprising, on the decline. And on the bull list, we have XTRX, Oxley, and PWR. SNDL breaking to a monthly lower low, now coming up on the all-time low there at 138, factoring in post-split after the 1-for-10 reverse split. So SNDL continues to get destroyed. CGC, monthly inside bar, but hasn't lost last month's low. Actually, we did by 2 pennies. And Tilray losing last month's low as well, so monthly consolidation. And next on deck for Tilray is going to be the low there at 252. And then after that, we have the all-time low at 243. Hexo hasn't even started monthly consolidation yet. It's a monthly inside bar, so key support at 132, resistance at 185. So if we do lose support there at 132, we'll start monthly consolidation. We'll look for a higher low compared to 90 cents. But tentative earnings scheduled for next week, so we should see it before the end of next week. In terms of American MJ, MedMen, SHWZ, and KHRN leading the decline today. On the bull list, we have BAM, LOWL, and PLTH. MSOS, finally starting daily consolidation, actually for the second day in a row today, but nice lower wicks showing lots of buying pressure. Could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross rather on the daily time frame and nowhere near daily overbought. So we'll be confident that this daily higher low is set once we change the hourly uptrend, or the trend back to an uptrend. So right now we're no longer at an hourly uptrend. We had these higher lows, higher highs, and then we lost that pattern with a lower high and lower low. Then we lost the hourly downtrend, but then we dropped to another lower low. So right now the trend is flat. So now to be confident that the daily higher low is set and that we're heading back up towards resistances and getting back into bull territory, we need to confirm an hourly uptrend with a higher low and higher high, which we just have yet to see. And we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross on the hourly time frame. So more consolidation may be needed before we set this daily higher low. But nice to see that MSOS is finally bouncing back. Again, if you're looking for a swing trade, this could be an awesome opportunity here with a break of 736 resistance. If we break 736, that's going to be 2 monthly inside bars and tightening range, 2 months, basically 3 months worth of tightening range breaking and finally getting some movement out of that range. And like I said, that could be a nice opportunity to go long with about 100% of upside before any monthly resistance. So if you're looking for a decent play, MSOS could give it to you. Cureleaf as well. Cureleaf is very similar. So we're right now very close to breaking monthly resistance. So if we break resistance at 537, you could go long and set your stop very, very close. You risk about 10 to 15% to make about 100%, right? 50 to 100%. Just off the monthly bounce, if we go to EMA 12, that's 30%. If we go to EMA 26, that's 65%, 66%. And then if we go to monthly resistance there at 14, it's 1068. So if we go to that, I was thinking MSOS is 14, but yeah, Cureleaf is $10. So that's about 100% of upside. So another opportunity to go long if we break 537. Clear stop loss there at 442. You can set it just below that. So essentially, if you went long on a break of that, you'd be risking nearly 20% to make 50 to 100%, right? So those are some good risk to reward. Or you could just enter with no stop loss and just, look for the long term. That's a way to do it as well. Not a bad idea to start adding very, very close to all-time lows. But like I said, a nice swing opportunity here with a clear stop loss as well. Even if you entered here on this low of last month at 478 with a stop below there, right? You could have essentially risked a lot less. So you'd only risk, it'd be less than 10%. And then if we finally start the monthly bounce this month or next month, still got 23 days left in this month. So I would more than likely anticipate a break out of this inside bar at some point this month. But that could be, like I said, great swing trade opportunity there with about 100% of upside on the monthly time frame with no resistance. So yeah, Tilray and CGC continue to be extremely weak. CGC is a daily inside bar though, and Tilray breaking to a daily lower low. So Tilray definitely one of the weaker ones. CGC at the high of the day. Tilray trying to claw back that loss from today and get back within yesterday's range. Hexo daily consolidation as well. Could still see in the EMA 12 and 26 bear cross and no support all the way down to 132. So it's all about 132 for Hexo. And the weekly uptrend will remain intact as long as 132 holds. But again, that EMA 12 just continues to be a brick wall of resistance. You can see here, once we lost it, we confirmed the weekly downtrend, resistance, 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 got above it here, but then upper wicked, closed below, resistance, resistance, kiss of death, reverse split, continued its descent, and then you can see here, resistance, 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 look at those upper wicks, and again, still unable to get above it. So the fact that we have a weekly uptrend now is great to see, but we need to confirm that weekly close over EMA 12, which is currently sitting at 165 USD. Like I said, earnings coming up next week, likely going to be the catalyst that breaks us out of this sideways action that we've been seeing. We've been pretty sideways now, just hovering right beneath the EMA 12. So we're more than likely going to see either continuation of this weekly uptrend or a loss of the weekly uptrend, depending on what we get for earnings. And I think the earnings is forecasted 41 million Canadian for revenue and negative 0.02 for EPS. And again, in Canadian dollars. Checking in on the Power Group community, not seeing any ticker requests today. So we're going to start wrapping it up. So SPY turning green here on the day. And we're just looking for that daily higher low as we attempt a daily trend change. Bitcoin back within yesterday's range as well, trying to claw back its losses from the day. But going to end it there. I'm going to try and get some videos out here a little bit later on after the market closes in about 8 minutes. So stay tuned for that, and we'll talk to everybody in the chat room in a few minutes as well. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.